Welcome to stage 2 of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. There are more thrills and spills in store as we head back to the sounds of the Rub Al Khali Desert. Today's stage, sponsored by Adnan Distribution, is the longest of this rally, 318 kilometres between Madinat Zayed and Hamim. So a tough outing in prospect for the bikers, with big dunes and some nasty drops over the first half of the day's action. This was also a marathon stage, so there'd be no assistance back at the bivouac after the finish. Very important for the riders to look after their machines.
The pace is so high at the moment. Matthias was going so fast yesterday, so I'll try open as long as I possibly can, and if he does catch me, or when he catches me, I'll try keep up with him. Tonight's marathon day, and we've got to make sure we keep the bike in one piece.
Ross Branch made a great start to the rally with the stage victory yesterday. As predicted, he was caught by Matthias Walkner, and they set a furious pace in the latter stages, perhaps too furious. An unfortunate crash in the Fesh left the man from Botswana with a broken roadbook tower.
We're a bit unlucky, we had a crash 10 k's before the end, and I destroyed everything, and at the end I think the whole roadbook is broken off. There's no way I can fix this.
Aaron Mare hails from the same part of the world as Branch, and the South African had a solid day, coming 6th. Mare lives in Dubai, and he won the opening stage of the Dubai International Baha earlier this year. He hasn't been on the big rally bike for a couple of years, in fact, but he's not looking too rusty. He did, however, run out of water with 80 kilometres to go, making for a thirsty run-in. Here's another South African who's made Dubai his home, privateer Michael Doherty, who was ripping it up with the big boys today. Doherty, who has a commanding lead in the Rally 2 class, was the 4th fastest man on 2 wheels, beating most of the factory riders. He could well be one to keep an eye on. Well, most of the riders agreed it was a grueling day in the saddle, and they had to be super focused to avoid some dangerous drops before the refuelling zone. Daniel Sanders had 2 crashes early in the day. He was thankful for the airbag jacket, which is now compulsory for all riders. The Aussie managing to stay close to Adrian van Beveren, finishing the day in 3rd place. Well, Wagner said he was exhausted after a long and hot stage. The world champion closing the 3-minute gap to Branch. He said they were pushing like hell at the end and managing to stay clear of the chasing Van Beveren. The result was 2nd place on the day. He now has an overall lead of 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Van Beveren agreed that the dunes were fun but stressful. It was easier in the second part of the stage, but the riders were very much on the limit, both physically and mentally. The Frenchman began the day 5 minutes off the pace, but he closed the gap on Walkner as he stormed to the stage victory. However, there is now the small matter of opening the piste on stage 3.
I'm happy. I did my best. After the refueling was like faster, and I couldn't catch back the leaders. That was my goal today, but anyway, I'm happy. I really pushed as much as I could, and yeah, let's see the next days.
Branch will be able to continue, but it looks like a 3-way battle for victory between Walkner, Van Beveren and Sanders. Joaquim Rodriguez a distant 5th. 3 quads are competing in Abu Dhabi, and it's the reigning Dakar champion Emmanuel Andahar who leads by over 40 minutes from the local rider Abdulaziz Ali.
It's the last race, and then I'm already the world champion, so I can ride a bit different, but of course my goal and my passion is to just be super competitive. My name is Matthias Walkner, I am from Austria, and I'm the new world championship in rally riding. It means a lot, especially in 2015 I won it already, but this was like super weird and strange for me because I was quite young and new. But now, after more years, you recognize that is quite hard over one season to have no injuries, be consistent at the races. And yeah, finally this year I do a pretty good season. All the races so far went really well, really in the right direction. And yeah, I feel super good. I'm super happy that I win again one title. for me is a lot of passion behind there. When I start, I not recognize how beautiful the sport is, the country is, the races, all the images where we can travel around. I really have to be focused, and this is also why I want to give my best, and I don't think on the championship, just give every day my 100%, because it's super important here, especially at this desert, that you are always be really precise on riding.
So Matthias, here's the $1 million question. Would you rather be the world champion or win another Dakar?
No, of course, if I can choose, the Dakar is the biggest and hardest race what we do, but especially also to win again one other title give you a lot of confidence. But of course, if I can choose, I would choose another Dakar win.
There's nothing like enjoying sunrise in the desert before a tough day of rallying. Nasser Al-Attiyah looking as laid back as ever as he prepared to lead out the T1 cars for the second day running.
Hello.
There are a handful of Emirati drivers competing in the top cars category, and among them is Khalid Al-Jafla. He's been taking part in the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge for a while now, and back in January he managed to complete his maiden Dakar in a Toyota Hilux. An impressive achievement for a man who kicked off his driving career in the SSVs. Al-Jafla had a tough time of it in the dunes today though, and he was set to lose hours rather than minutes. Sebastian Halpern is another man who likes to mix things up. Once a runner-up in the quads at the Dakar, he is set to head to Saudi Arabia in January in an X-Ray mini buggy. It's a bit of a mixed bag for him so far in Abu Dhabi. He is over an hour off the pace overall. Denis Krotov is also in the mini buggy and made a pretty solid start yesterday. The Russian had a few more issues today as he gets to grips with this new car. 6th place on the stage, but he lost a considerable amount of time, coming in some 45 minutes down on the day's winner. Yazid Al-Raji drove rather conservatively today. He and co-driver Michael Orr found they had sore necks due to all the compressions in the dunes, and they didn't want to overdo things. Remember, they had that serious crash in Saudi Arabia back in March. Around 18 minutes drop today, they're running 4th overall. Lucio Alvarez reckons the important thing in this rally is just don't stop, keep plugging away and you'll stay in contention for the win. The Argentine is looking to move ahead of Al-Raji in the World Cup standings. No mistakes today and a good feeling in the car. He's 17 minutes off the pace. Well, definitely the best view in the house for these guys. Now, like many competitors today, Jakub Brzezinski spoke of a tough physical stage. He's getting used to this new car though and enjoying it more. That means that he feels comfortable upping the tempo. Some issues with visibility, but Cuba managed to stay pretty close to Al-Attiyah and finish 2nd. 2 days and 2-stage victories for the Qatari, who extends his overall lead to 6 minutes. Even an old desert fox like Nasser can still learn new tricks in these dunes, and he was happy to keep putting in the kilometres ahead of the Dakar. The Qatari taking another step towards the World Cup crown.
It was not easy day because we take more than 4 hours something, driving, and but okay, it's a good experience and we learn a lot, and yeah, we try to do our best day by day.
Well, the gap's really opening up in the cars now. Only Cuba and Alvarez are within 20 minutes of Al-Attiyah. Cristina Gutierrez is fighting for the T3 crown in the FIA World Cup, but the Spaniard's been hampered by power issues so far. She and Francois Cazalet are being forced to use a different engine in Abu Dhabi compared to the rest of the season, so it has been hard to keep pace with their rivals. They also lost around half an hour in the dunes today. They're currently in 3rd place overall. Salah Al Saif considers himself one of the big guns in this category, and the Dakar stage winner is backing up that claim with his performances. The Saudi's second today, and even then he was unhappy with the time that he lost. He's looking forward to going on the attack tomorrow to try to close the gap. Here's the man who currently leads the field, Pavel Lebedev. The Russian and his co-driver Kirill Shubin have only been rallying together since the start of 2021, and they actually won on their debut at the Dubai International Baha. Clearly they feel very comfortable on the dunes, really flying in that Can-Am Maverick. Lebedev improving from third yesterday to first today. He's now almost 5 minutes clear at the top of the leaderboard. So it's Lebedev from Al Saif with Gutierrez sneaking ahead of Fernando Alvarez, who's in third place overall. Well, while Gutierrez battles for the World Cup title, her teammate Seth Quintero is testing out the new 2022 model of the Overdrive OT3. The 19-year-old is gunning for success at the upcoming Dakar.
We're really just here to develop and learn. I mean, I think the team has showed its speed plenty of times, and I think people know that we're capable of winning. We just need to put it all together one time.
Well, there are still some kinks to iron out. Quintero showed great pace in the early part of the stage, but he shipped 3 hours after running out of fuel and then lost a wheel for good measure. Night had fallen by the time he got back to the bivouac. Mansour Al-Halai has made a good start in the T4s. The Emirati is the son of Yahya Al-Halai, who's done every edition of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. He's currently running 4th overall. Marek Goksal is the owner of Poland's biggest theme park, but this week the desert is his playground. After an impressive stage win yesterday, the Pole did lose a few minutes in the dunes, but he's still very much in the frame overall, third on the stage and second in the standings. Eugenio Amos admitted it was hard to keep focus at times today. Occasionally, he found himself daydreaming about the hamburgers back at the hotel. It was a straightforward day of navigation, and even if they had to do some repairs on the move at one point, they went flat out in the final section to come in second. The Italian now up to third overall. It ended up being an excellent day for the World Cup leader, Austin Jones. The American kept a good pace throughout the stage. He just had to ease off in the final 10 kilometres due to a bad part. He cruised to the stage window and snatched the overall lead.
I'm pretty sure in the overall it's going to be nice for us right now. I mean, it's only day 2, but definitely putting ourselves in the right positions. So yeah, that's what we came to do, and I'm happy about it. So hopefully we can keep it going and close this one out with a good result.
Just over 3 minutes separating the top 3 in the T4s. Thanks for tuning in, and do join us again for stage 3.